everybody, and welcome to episode 102 of the Let's Play World. And welcome to all my new subscribers. Very recently, I got a shout out in a video from Pixel Riffs, and he sent a bunch of people over to watch a video that I had made. And I really appreciate all the really kind comments and the positive energy. So welcome. I'm really glad to have you. In this episode, I want to recap some of our plans, get kind of organized. If you remember last episode, we found a mangrove swamp, and we gathered up some mud and some mangrove wood, and I want to put that to use today in our village project. So let's run over to the map room, and first take a look at our world map. So this dark green up here, this is the mangrove swamp, and we got there all the way from our lodge up in the mountains. Over here is the ancient city that we found, and we're way down here at our base. So you can see the world that we've been exploring these last 100 episodes is this big, and we basically doubled the width of our world when we traveled all the way out there. I wasn't sure, but I think I am going to build another tunnel all the way out to the mangrove swamp. I don't know if it's going to be a traditional tunnel, like it might be open air or like an elytra tunnel, like a series of rings or something like that. But I do think there is some value in getting back out there. But that will definitely be in a future episode. Today, I want to spend most of my energy here. Our little village that leads out of our base is almost complete. We just have a few buildings in the middle that I think we can kind of knock out with some of our new materials. In future episodes, I do want to add mangrove to our arboretum and our tree museum, and I do want to rewire our front door with skulk so we don't have to push a button. I think that'd be a really cool, really simple project. Let's start today by showing you something I started over at the city. We fly out here on top of our creeper farm. Take a look at the city. You can see I've begun outlining some future buildings. From here, you get a really good perspective on how the village kind of blends into the city. And so these shells out here, these little kind of squares that are empty, those are going to be future builds. And you can see I've added one more over here. And I think those kind of help, kind of frame out the city a little bit, give it a little bit more depth. We will head over there in a minute, and you'll see these are actually pretty tall. And then this one down here is sort of a dead-end street. I think that's going to be an interesting project. And once we get these done, we can then kind of do the same thing out in this direction. And I want all of this to end up being city. So we'll kind of blend these mid-sized buildings into our skyscrapers. And there's still one more skyscraper that I want to build out here. And I can see way out there in the distance, one of the mangrove trees that I planted actually grew. So let's go check that out. What a weird looking tree. Planted a few of the propagules, and this is the only one that's grown. So, as I speak, another one pops up here. Boy, not the easiest trees to farm. Like to cut this thing down, I still would need to pillar up. It's going to be kind of weird. Be cool to kind of figure out a use for these blocks since we're getting so many of them. I just can't picture what I would do with these yet. We'll come up with something for sure. But yeah, first things first, I think I want to get some mangrove wood together. We got a bunch of mud when we were out in the swamp. And if we get some hay, we can start to make some packed mud and then mud bricks. And then we can head back over to the village and get to work. From those two trees, I got about a stack and a half of mangrove roots, 4 propagules, 12 logs. 12 logs from 2 trees. That's not a lot. I did grab some leaves just so we have those. But yeah, these things are a little bit of a pain. They're real big and not a lot of wood. Well, I've got about a stack of mangrove wood, so I'm going to start there, and I'm also going to make some mud bricks. I want to show you how tall some of these buildings are here that we're going to be building. So this one is just a little shorter than this guy here. Then once we get over here, you can see how they kind of start to step down. Down here we'll have a couple of taller buildings. And kind of this end here, dead end. A couple of buildings down there. It's going to be really cool when it's done. This will have a couple of buildings. Pretty excited about it. So here in the village, we have a couple of spaces here, and I'm not sure how many houses this will end up being. Like here, we could possibly do one big one and a little one here, or maybe 3 little ones. And over here, do 1, 2, 3 probably. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. But yeah, let's make some mud bricks and see what we can come up with. As far as hay goes, this is pretty much our only source of hay right now. So let's see how far this gets us, or how much packed mud we can get from this. Maybe we'll plant some more wheat fields. We'll see. Makes a weird sound. Kind of a cool looking block though. It has some of those purple tones in there. Very cool. Interesting color too. You know, it looks really, really red. Some of these, again, purpley kind of tones and some orangey tones. Really interesting. It goes really good with netherrack actually. I think the village is done. So let's just wander around and I'll show you the new builds that have popped up. We had this going on here, and then you can see next door to the brick building, I did building with some packed mud here. Simple beam structure, mixed material roof. Walk in this direction, look down here, we can see a couple of new buildings. These are a little bit more interesting. I tried to do some non-traditional shapes. Didn't want everything to look the same. This one, the roof kind of goes in a different angle. This one, it's a really shallow roof. Again, trying some different materials here. We've got some dark oak and some jungle wood together with some stone. Over here, we've got some mangrove, along with some orange terracotta. Dark oak roof that's real kind of scooped on the top. Another building over here, this black stone roof. And another building over here using the mud bricks. A little bit of mangrove peeking out up there. Then I did a little bit of landscaping, just to make things look kind of overgrown and lived in. Looks pretty great, I think. I might want to, kind of like I did on the waterfront, maybe round up some villagers and have them in here just so it looks, again, a little bit more alive. Brought a cat over and it just made a huge difference just having something, over here besides the buildings. So maybe we'll do that eventually. Let's go ahead and update our map. You can see here there was just a couple of spots here. 3 spots here, 3 spots here. Let's see what we've ended up with. Awesome. That's looking really cool. Some of those mixed medium roofs with the 2 colors look really neat on the map. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Also, I exposed our monument down here, and that's a really cool looking thing on the map. I love how the little redstone lamps on the ground kind of show up as those little dots. Very, very cool looking. And I think at long last, we can take the village off the wall of tasks. Next episode, I'll show you some work I've been doing on the nether tunnel that goes out to the lodge. We'll do a little bit of updates around the base with like mangrove trees and skulk sensors. We'll also update our wall of tasks. So if you have suggestions for things you want me to build or projects you want to see, leave me a comment and we'll talk about those in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.